Yeah. There once, there once, yeah, there once, yeah. There once was a cow from a farm in the valley. She lived in the barn with her mom and her dad. From the day that her parents had named her Sally, not once was she happy. No, Sally was sad, sad, sad. Sally was sad. Yeah, yeah. You see, life on the farm wasn't what she had wished for. Sally wished for something better to do, so she went to her mother and asked her one day, "Oh, mother, dear mother, can I go to school?" Well, her mother laughed loud the moment she asked her, saying, "Sally, a cow belongs in the pasture, chewing on grass and swatting at flies. That's what cows do, and don't ask me why. That's just how it is. It's an unwritten rule." Cow said her mother, "Don't go to school." But Sally wanted her life to be fun and exciting, filled with adventure, reading and writing. So she pestered her mother and she wouldn't give in, until finally her mother said, "Okay, you win. Go to school if you want, but I'm telling you now, school is for people, it isn't for cows." So the very next morning Sally went on her way with pencil and scribbler inside her book bag. And she walked till she heard the sound of children at play. They were dancing around, but when they saw Sally they shouted out loud, "Hey everybody, look, it's a cow." Well, they all laughed a good one, a howl and a hoot. A cow with a book bag going to school. This is impossible, it's crazy. But then when the school bell rang, Sally followed them in. She sat at a desk at the back of the class, while all the kids snickered and giggled and laughed. But Sally sat silent, not a peep or a moo, and waited for the teacher walking into the room. The teacher walked in and she sat at her desk and noticed right away there was a cow in the class. She stared for a second, she took another look, scratched her head and then said, "All right, class, open your books." Well, the kids in the class wondered what's going on. By now they figured that cow would be gone, but their teacher kept teaching like teachers do best. And before you knew it, Sally knew the whole alphabet. Boy, what a cow, what a four-legged wonder. She could write, she could spell and knew all her numbers. She could add and subtract, multiply and divide. And at recess time, she'd take the kids for a ride. So, as you might have guessed or predicted as true, Sally passed grade primary 1 and 2. She studied real hard and she made lots of friends. But for Sally the cow, this wasn't the end. Her dreams were much greater than anyone knew, and there wasn't anything the cow couldn't do. Cause she was determined her life would be more than chewing on grass and doing the chores. Standing in pastures, sleeping in barns like all of the other cows back on the farm. So she kept at her work, and as you can depend, the years passed by quick, and she was soon in grade 10, then on to 11, then 12, and then she was headed for college. I know, it's hard to believe. All the newspapers told her this magnificent cow who did for cows what was never allowed. They even held a parade and a party so big that everyone came, even goats, even pigs. They all wanted to meet this magnificent cow who did what for cows was never allowed. And they cheered and they clapped when Sally arrived with her college degree and a tear in her eye. She stepped up to the microphone, she nodded her head, and these are the words that Sally said. "I'd like to thank everybody for coming today, to all my wonderful friends who were in the parade, and to anyone else who even once ever dreamt about living a dream but were told that you can't. Pay no attention and keep your dreams strong, cause no matter how far and no matter how long the journey might take, you'll get there somehow. No matter if you're a girl, a boy or a cow."